Okay guys, this is some yoga for Friday morning. I honestly just got back from the gym. I did a strength training workout and it was really good. So I'm gonna show you some stretches you can do or some yoga poses you can do to, you know, just stretch your body, get back into relaxation mode. So, and also if you're following or you're joining my live just now, if you could like it and if you could also share it or also reach out and follow me, I will follow you back. So right now I'm gonna start out in a downward dog. It's stretching out your shoulders. My shoulders, I did a lot of lifting, a lot of strength training. I'm just releasing any of the tension in there, touching my forehead to the ground. And when you touch your forehead to the ground, you kiss the ground. You're basically intentionally releasing anything and just giving it back out to the universe. So now we're gonna start in right here in this pose, and then you're gonna lift your right arm to the sky, gaze follows, and then you're gonna tuck it under. And sometimes you're gonna feel the crack in your lower back. Do not do what I just did with my neck. That was not cool. But then anyways, lift it back up. And then you're gonna thread the needle on the left side. So lift your left arm up, gaze follows, tuck it under, and then you might feel a crack in your lower back. If you don't feel the crack, maybe you've already cracked it earlier or something else. And then from here, you're gonna do some cat and cows, which means you're gonna look up at the sky, stretch your upper back out, tuck your head under, stretching the neck forward and back. And while you're doing this, you're gonna feel some release of tension. And then from here, we're gonna stick our left leg out behind, our right arm out in front, and you're just gonna hold it. It's gonna build your core strength, and you're just gonna feel it in this pose. And then you're gonna pull your left leg out to the side, your right arm out to the right, and just feel it here, feel your core strength, and then release and put it down and circle your hips. Now you're gonna lift your right leg out behind your left arm out in front, and you're gonna hold the pose here. It's the same thing on the opposite side, and then you're gonna stretch your left arm out and your right arm out to the side. If you're just joining, you can feel free to step in at any time with this yoga. We're just doing some yoga moves Friday morning just to wake up our body, or for me, it's basically end of workout strength training poses. Then after you do that, go back to cat and cow. Then you're gonna lift your left leg up, reach behind and grab your left leg with your right hand and just hold it here. This is kind of like an uneven pose, but it's gonna build core strength, wake up your lower body and let your body know that you're there. Then you're gonna lift your right leg out behind and grab it with your left hand. And just feel that stretch there. It feels so good. So incredible. And then from there, you're gonna release and then go back to child's pose. Now you can have your legs spread apart, your knees, either way. When you go back to child's pose, just be intentional with each movement in your body. Now, you could go here, lift your head up, lift your head down just to feel the stretch in your upper body. And then you can release and stretch out each leg. And from here, I'm gonna go into a downward dog. Now, I'm gonna walk my hands to the back of the mat, half lift, forward fold, and then I'm gonna stand tall. I'm gonna side bend to the right, center, side bend to the left, feel it in your hips, and then clasp your hands behind your back and forward fold. Feel that stretch, waking up your upper back. Ooh, it feels so good. And then you're gonna walk it back out. Now you can go into a plank pose if you want. Make sure your back is straight and you can balance a glass of water on your back. If you're just joining, you can hop in any time to the yoga flow. It's nothing crazy. And if you follow me, I'll follow back. And then back to the downward dog. Now, what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna lift my right leg high. I'm gonna fold it under into a half pigeon pose. Now, the half pigeon pose is gonna stretch out this area. It doesn't have to align perfectly. Our bodies are not perfect anatomy. And just stretching the left leg behind you, what it's gonna do is it's just gonna release the tension, and sometimes you have to hold this pose for a few moments so that you can really get the use or the benefit out of it. If you're just joining my live, if you could like the live, and if you follow, I will follow back as well. And anytime you want to step in and join the hot yoga, I do want to do more intentional hot yogas. I don't know why I said hot yoga. For me, it's hot yoga because I'm in North Carolina and we're in the middle of yet another heat wave. So I'm going to do the same half pigeon pose on the other side. So you tuck your left leg under, you fold over, and you're going to feel that stretch. Now, this half pigeon pose does not have to be perfect. And honestly, it's great if you sit at a desk all day because it's releasing your hip tension. And a lot of times we do not notice that we're carrying stress or tension in our hips. And you want to lean over it as far as you can go. You know, if you don't do this pose a lot, sometimes your body is not forgiving, and you know, you just need to grow into the pose over time. Now, yoga is a practice. It doesn't mean that every time you come to your mat, every pose is going to be perfect. It just means that you're consistently working on yourself and making yourself better. So I'm going to come to the back of the mat. I'm going to do some standing poses. So I'm going to lift my right leg up and out to the side. Padangusthasana C is out to the side. And I'm going to hold it here, or it might be B, I forgot which one. And then I'm just going to hold it here. Now, if you cannot pick up your right leg and hold it, you're going to hold it out to the side on your hip, meaning you're just going to go like this. Same concept, same benefit, just different if you have done this pose before or are working on it. Now release, we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So once again, you can do, I call this like the Captain Morgan stance. You can do that there, or you can lift it out to the left. And then just hold it here. And what this does is this strengthens your ankle strength and your core strength. And a lot of times people, they'll go to the chiropractor, they'll go somewhere else, and they will not realize that they have, we're going to go into like a low lunge right now. They have uneven strength on each side of their body, meaning they're putting more weight on one side than the other. So it ends up being a problem for them because they're unbalanced. Now, I swear doing these yoga moves and stuff can help with the balance equilibrium. Now, from here, I'm going to go to an inversion. Now, I am on my porch, so it's not going to look 100% great, but at least I'm trying. If you're joining and you want to follow me or like my live, that would be awesome. I will follow for follow. Thanks for joining. So now an inversion can be anything that you want it to be. So you can intentionally place your head firmly on the ground, lift it, do a tripod, do whatever, but at the same time, make sure you can 100% balance yourself or you're willing to take the challenge. Now, I am experienced at doing headstands, so take my ideas with a grain of salt when it comes to doing this. And the inversion is good because it gets the blood flowing back to the brain, and it's really intentional and awesome for you. So if you want to try any inversion that feels good in your body, go ahead and do it. And I always say to try more than once. Don't just try it once and think, oh my God, I can't do it. The way I got into doing a headstand, because believe it or not, I was never good at doing headstands, was from going from a tripod. Now the tripod is kind of like you're going to place your arms shoulder width distance apart, maybe a little bit more, to make a little bed for your head. And then you're going to put your head inside, and then you're going to lift up and balance on your elbows. Now here, this is just kind of like a different thing. It feels great to stretch this way. I know it looks kind of funny, but the more you get into the inversion, the more you'll see that it's so good for your hips. It's great for strengthening it out, but do not put stress on your neck if you do not have that core strength in you to do it. Do not, because it will put stress on the rest of your body. So what I'm saying is, yoga being a practice, you're consistently working at bettering yourself, bettering your mobility. So now I'm going to flip the mat this way, and I'm going to just do a few more poses just for stretching purposes. So I'm going to start hip, like a couple feet apart. You're going to point your right toe in, lean your right arm out, triangle pose, left hand toward the sky, gaze follows, and just feel that stretch in your lower back. Feel how incredible it feels, and just be present with this moment. Now, yoga creates a sense of presence and urgency, meaning you want to be present with your feelings. You don't want to think of the past, the future, or whatever. You want to think of the right now, the right here. And I'm doing a reverse triangle where I'm lifting my right hand toward the sky, gaze falls, my left hand is touching the ground, and then I'm going to crawl over to the other side. And then I'm going to stand up, lift my arms out, do the triangle pose on the other side. Remember, point your left foot toward the left side, right hand toward the sky, gaze follows, and I'm just going to be standing here in this pose, being one with myself. And then put your right hand down, left hand toward the sky, gaze follows. Every personal movement or pressure you put into each move should be intentional. And that's how life should be. Life should be intentional. Meaning, we get caught up with what society says, we get caught up with what others say, we get caught up with what everything is supposed to be according to society, but that's not what it should be. What's really intentional, and I'm doing an open butterfly book right now, where you will sit and open your feet and lean forward. And this pose takes a moment to work into, because you really want to feel it in your hips. And yoga requires patience too. So you're here in this pose, and back to what the intention and thing is. When it comes to intention, if you're not intentionally doing things, things get sloppy, things get messy, mistakes happen, and life is imperfect, make no mistake. But when you put intention as much as you can into things, you see results that you want more frequently, meaning you feel the results, you know the results, and you feel this unison with what it is that you're looking for. But when you try to rush it, when you try to push it when it's not there, and you're not mentally, physically aware of where you're supposed to be, then you're not ready for it. Now, I just did an open butterfly. I'm going to do a forward fold. So I'm going to lean back first. Lift your arms up overhead and forward fold. And then release. You're not going to be grabbing. You're just going to be focusing on the stretch in your lower back. Now, yesterday I did a broken wing pose. I'll show you guys again the broken wing pose, because it's actually pretty incredible if you want to stretch out your shoulder, if you want to feel how awesome it feels. So we're going to get down on our stomach. Then we're going to lift, we're going to put our left arm out. Then we're going to look toward the right, and then we're going to roll over, and then bend your right leg like a kickstand and feel it. Now, I'm just showing you this for visual purposes. You're going to want to stay in the position longer than what I'm showing you. Now, for the other side, flatten your right arm out, roll over like a kickstand, and then hold it here. Now, ultimately, you would hold this pose for a minute, because that gives you enough time. Now, don't freak out, because your right arm is going to end up going numb. But then when you roll back over, new blood flow is going to greet that arm, and that arm is going to feel like renewed. It's going to feel like brand new. And a lot of yoga poses do that. They intentionally help with the blood flow. And if you're not purposeful with things like this, it can get messy, it can get sloppy, just like life. And, you know, if you're not purposeful and society tells you something and that's not how you're feeling, it's going to be a giant disaster. So I want to say that my motto or my theory for today is being intentional with everything that you do, intentional with, you know, I'm not saying to create a perfect post, create a perfect video, create anything perfect, because perfect is not perfect, but being intentional with what you are and staying true to yourself with what you do in life is what matters. So I hope y'all had enjoyed my yoga. I'm gonna do more, and I hope you guys join or follow and like. I do have a YouTube channel, and I do have some other social media channels, so if you want to find me on there, my last name is Thayer, T as in Tango, H-A-Y-E-R. I hope you guys have a great Friday, and stay cool if you're dealing with a heat wave like me. Namaste.